Hey, what's going on, everyone? Hope you all are having a great week out there. I haven't stopped thinking about this since HHIS came out, but Harvest has another kind of tech focused ETF known as HTA. They also have an enhanced version here with HTAE. And what this is concentrated technology portfolio. It's advertised as a growth and income ETF, which essentially is what it is. If you take a look at the share price, it's had a really great share price growth as well as their distributions. You can see their dividends, and their dividend has pretty much been going up for the last couple of years here. So it seems to almost go up every year. But the thing about this ETF here is it's been around, I think, since 2015, and it's won multiple of these best sector equity Lipper Fund awards. I know it's won at least a few of them. So what I'm trying to say here is this is a kind of a tried and true proven ETF with solid distributions and big AUM over 750 million. Now, I know looking at the yield and some of the other things, it's not completely apples to apples comparable with HHIS, and we'll jump into the leveraged version of this in a minute, and it still isn't completely comparable. But this is a concentrated tech focused portfolio with 20 large cap companies, okay? And what I want to do here is basically just look at the holdings to start with. So these holdings, HTAE, which is the enhanced version of this, has the exact same holdings, okay? So we look from top to bottom. Their top weight is Oracle, coming in second with Broadcom, Micron, you got Meta, NVIDIA, Intuit, Microsoft, Texas Instruments, Applied Materials, Arista. We've got Motorola at the bottom, Apple near the bottom, Salesforce, Accenture, Adobe, ServiceNow. We got Google in there, Palo Alto, Synopsys, Cisco. So some of these companies you can already see are the same as what HHIS holds. Now, again, guys, I'm not trying to say this is an apples to apples thing with HHIS, but what I'm just saying is that this ETF has been around for quite some time. And looking at HHIS, so their top holding right now is Coinbase. But then they've got Broadcom coming in number 2. They've got NVIDIA. Yeah, they've got Palantir, Netflix, but they've also got Microsoft. They got MicroStrategy, but they've also got Meta, AMD, Amazon, Tesla. They've got Google. They've got Apple, Costco, Eli Lilly, right? So yes, it's more concentrated with 15 companies, but there is some overlap there, right? And one thing I want to point out with HTAE, it doesn't have a huge AUM. I'm still kind of confused why that is. Maybe people just don't know about it. I don't know. But there's something you can take a look at here on Harvest website, and you can look at the annualized performance of all of their ETFs, right? So these aren't the high income shares. These are just their regular ETFs that they have. But when you scroll over to the end, you see the since inception tab, which is this number down here at the very end of this slide here. It's the SI. It's the number underneath SI. And you can see some of these numbers, right? And you start to see when you scroll down now, they get bigger and some of these numbers jump out, like this 21.3. Well, this is the HTA. This is the unhedged version of HTA. It's 21.3. So that's pretty good, but it's not the leveraged. So let's keep scrolling down. And when we scroll down into the enhanced versions, we see 34.23 with HTAE. Now again, HTAE, it still doesn't have that huge distribution with the yield. It's just under 12% here. But that's a 35% total return. And that is pretty awesome, and I know it's still early to try to assess what HHIS might come in at. I actually tried to find the total return for HHIS over the last few months, but I can't find it. So what I did was I just plugged in plugged it into Google, see the share price, and you can see over the last month, it's moved up about 6.3%. And then you can see that HTAE has moved up 5.6%. So different holdings, yes, but they're kind of moving roughly similar. So all of this to say that I think Harvest has taken some inspiration from HTA or HTAE with kind of the creation of this HHIS. And I don't think that's a bad thing if that's what they did, because again, guys, looking at the track records for HTA and HTAE with the total return, with the distribution increases, all the rest, you know, yeah, there's some overlap, but there's some different companies. So some things remain to be seen. The covered call strategy is different, all of that, yada, yada, yada. But all I'm trying to say here is just me speculating. But if there was some inspiration taken for this fund here with this rapid growth in AUM coming over 550 million already, I think the next few years with HHIS could be very, very interesting, because HTA and HTAE, in my opinion, have already proven themselves. And we'll have to see with this higher yield. But, you know, again, maybe there's a trade-off to get that higher yield now rather than that, you know, less yield but dividends that slowly raise, right? So, I mean, you can't get everything all the time. So maybe there's a trade-off there. But, yeah, I know they're not showing performance until 1 year after inception. It says that right here. And I couldn't find it. I went to the stock channel to try to find the total return. It's not out yet. But anyways, guys, those are just my thoughts on this. And I think it's pretty cool if that's what's happening, because it would make sense, right? They're both from Harvest, probably same type of idea or some inspiration as far as going into HHIS. But yeah, that there's something to that concentrated technology funds, you know, when they've got the right holdings. I think that's a pretty good recipe. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching this video. Feel free to leave me a like and a comment, and I will catch you on the next one.